You've asked me, hearties. In today's video, we be looking at the Pirates Compendium and sea monsters from legendary games. That's enough of that accent. So hello, welcome to the Battling Barrow and a little quick overview video look at. So I backed another Kickstarter, and I should point out that this is me backing it. Backed it with my own money. So this is Legendary Games. We've recently looked at their Boric Cubos Kickstarter, sort of a Caribbean sort of themed book. At the end of that, they started another one, and it's a book I really wanted to get hold of for a while since I saw it, and that is the Pirates Campaign Compendium. I've run Tyrant's Crown from this. They sell those separate, so I bought that on Drive-Thru-RPG, and then always wanted this, so finally got hold of this. And a book I was going to buy from Drive-Thru-RPG, and that is the Sea Monsters, to give me options to throw at my players. So yeah, super stoked to take a look at these and what they offer. So let's have a look down on the table and see what's inside. First up, let's have a look at the Pirate Compendium. This is a revised edition. It's been released before. It is hardback, which, to be honest, I wasn't expecting. I don't know why. I didn't really pay attention. I just thought it was going to be paperback. But it's a lovely hardback, so we've got that. It is stitch bound. Let's see it in here. It's full colour. It's presented lovely. There is no ribbon bookmark, but hey ho, I've got tons of bookmarks anyway. I'll try and put this down without bashing the table and the mic going off. As I said, full colour without. Pages are lovely, glossy pages. Instantly, just on this opening page here, the art, as well as on the cover, full of action packed as a player's handbook, if you like. And it's got DM stuff in it as well. But you know, it is, you know, pirates, pistols, planks, got everything. Love it. And again here, even though this is like a softer piece of art, it is lovely. It will use this bit here for the border. But yeah, lovely art. Come over here so we'll see both pages. The contents are here, so you hope you can get a good look at those. It does have some monsters in. I believe some of these will be repeated in the Sea Monsters book. Nothing wrong with that. So if you only buy one book, you're going to get some Sea Monsters to throw at your players. Yeah. A little song here, because what is pirating without a good sea shanty? And so we get to the first chapter, which is player options. Now the first thing it covers is weapons, because for me, and this is the first thing I did when I went Pirates of Mystara, when we went that way, to me pirates are cutlasses and pistols, flintlock pistols, so I had to introduce those. So I sort of broke Mystara a little bit, perhaps set it in the future when pistols are coming, made it more pirate age rather than medieval age. So this is what this will do here. And of course we've got the sort of black powder weapons. They're not overpowered, in fact they're less powered than what I use, nothing wrong with that. We also have some sort of stuff for ship based stuff, boarding axes, cat and nine tails, harpoons and grappling hooks is what you would expect. So it goes over those first of all, and then we have the firearms here and rules for those, and then it goes over different archetypes for different stuff. So Aquanaut, Wizard archetype, Border, Fighter archetype. Now most of my pirates, NPC enemy pirates, are going to have this, because this is just what I'd expect. Boarding charge sort of ties into the ship combat rules later on, but I use my own rules, which I'll talk about when I get to that section. But this is still easy enough, and it fits in with no change really whatsoever. So what we have, some paladin stuff, warlock stuff, ranger stuff. Does this improve the ranger? Not really, but it makes him seaworthy. You know, ranger was just one of those things that was overlooked in 5e in my opinion. And then we have obviously some feats, new feats that are nautical based, something pretty cool. Backgrounds, if you're into that kind of thing, yeah, sure, why not? Gonna have to have those for your 5e characters, but while we're here, let's have a look at this art. I love this picture so much. It is just, you know, we're in a pirate town, posters on wall, houses of ill repute at the top, cats, people trading, drawing you straight down into the beyond of the ocean, ships at port, docks here. It's just lovely, just lovely. Okay, so yeah, some of these are quite cool. I like these. Obviously, if I have a surgeon NPC, I'll be using this. Really useful for me to create NPCs, which I plan to use and plan to do. Spells come next. Again, this lovely art. Just a bit of a thing here of tentacles and a cliff face going off. Very evocative. This art gives me the warm fuzzies more than anything Wizards of the Coast have put out in 5e, so well done, Legendary Games. I won't go over the spells too much, they're just some extra spells, and maybe list some of the 5e spells that might be of use for a nautical campaign. Add some new ones. I will be incorporating a lot of these into my game. One of them I've sort of already have incorporated in my latest actual play of Pirates of Mystara, which, if you're wondering where that is, where these videos are, they're over on Patreon now because YouTube just hated them and they were just tanking the channel, so I put them over on Patreon. They are available for free members, so you don't have to pay to watch them, but if you join Patreon and you're interested in seeing those actual plays, that's where you'll find them. But yeah, a character, we're playing Drums on Fire Mountain, and there is a sort of Valg Vessel spell in Beck Me, I guess, because a character in that adventure casts on the player's ship, so I just sort of used this and instead, so well done, great. Treasure of the Fleet, this is some really cool, again, nautical themed gear, you know, shark skin suit. Who doesn't want one of those? Probably the sharks don't want to have one because it's their skin. Yeah, so Captain's Cutlass, definitely be putting that in. This golden gun is definitely coming into my campaign. Some NPC bad guy's going to have this. Players can kill him or her. They might be able to have this. What does it do? So it's an enchanted Gilded Grip contains extra dimensional space, which emits only tiny or smaller craft objects of gold, melting them into a repository of enchanted molten gold within the weapon. So up to £20, so it's 1,000 gold pieces. So I like doing things that cost my players money, because that is an enticement for them to get out and adventuring. They're rich. 5e just throws money at players. So yeah, bullets fired by the gun, 25 gold piece of value, so that means each weapon, but it does a load of damage as well, so it costs a lot but does a load of damage, so you know, cool. Shanty Shiv, just the best thing as well. Just the name, Shanty Shiv, and it is what you think. We have some special weapon abilities due to them being sort of nautical. We have some obviously more uncommon-y stuff, like some rods, some wondrous items. Yep, the Navy, the IRND Navy, this is what the gear they'll be having. The admirals and stuff will be wearing those. Eye patches. I don't have an eye patch, it's pilots. Yeah, and this is something I'll be bringing in, sort of already leveling. Had this sort of hinted at in Tyrant's Crown, the Pirate Queen's Pearl. Again, look at this art, look at this, this is beautiful. You can see the sun reflecting in the sea here and here, so it's obviously coming from this way. This part of the cliff is lit up in the sun, and just a sailboat and a rowboat there. It's just amazing. I am more into realistic art than abstract art, and I find 5e quite abstract. Sure, the foreground characters may be detailed, but then the background was just blah, and I'm not used to that in Beck Me art and original D&D art by Elmore and Caldwell. The background was just as important and detailed as the foreground. The background would tell a story as much as the foreground. that's what good art should do, and that's what this kind of does. Just looking at this, I can tell where the sun is, and yeah, love it. It looks so realistic out water. Yeah, this is chapter 4. This is a chapter that I'm pretty much not going to be using, not because it's not any good. It's just I've already got my own sort of ship combat rules that I'm using. I was using captains and cannons, but we decided it wasn't quite right for us. So what we did is we took bits from each of the naval rules out there, ship combat rules, and sort of Frankenstein our own. There is a video and a PDF on my Patreon for that's coming out soon. But yeah, so that's why I won't be using all of these, but I will be using some. So yeah, it has like a simplified version of the rules that you can use to get you going, and a more detailed version. When I say Frankenstein, I have taken one thing from these rules though, which I'll cover in a minute. So yeah, this is just some simplified rules just to get you going, and we'll go into more advanced if that's your thing, if you want a more detailed. So, which is great if you're doing a nautical campaign, pirate campaign. You need ship rules, right? And obviously this is the one, obviously you don't know this obviously, but this is the bit I sort of stole in my rules, the base save. I like the ships have a base save, which is detailed up here. Mine had slightly different base saves, but we had the concept of a base save and the captain adding to it for any ability checks when you're doing ship-based stuff, when the ship's doing something. So this covers the rules. It covers combat, moving, ramming, grappling, boarding, wind, storms. It's very, very good indeed. This is probably my second favourite rules after the ones we're currently using. Covering repairing ship fires. Yeah, because I like this. Fire rules. There's no rules. I went a bit more detail because there isn't much rules for fire when something's set ablaze, so it covers it. Some of these stuff I might pull into the game, the actual naval siege weapons, cannons and stuff. I've already got cannons, but some of the other more interesting ones here, like these bombards here, probably might use those in the game. So it's not like I'm not using any of it. I will be. Moving on, naval spell effects in naval combat. Yeah, because how does your little spells work? In naval combat. It sort of details that here, which is great, and obviously covers the statistics of ships, which I don't want to give you too much. Buying a book if you want to look at it. Here is something I will be using at some point, and I can imagine in the future, fleet battles. Sure, my ship rules are good for a couple of ships fighting each other, but what about if we want a big armadas coming down? Well, that's where this comes in, and I will be just using this. Bit of conversion to go into the fleet stuff, but not much actually. My stats for my ships pretty much marry up with these, so I'll be using those. That is great as well. Yeah, so we have fleet rules. These are kind of broken down. So you have an admiral, and he has a flagship, then you have squadrons, and a commodore controlling the squadron. A squadron made up of ships with the captain controlling the ships. It's just, yeah, and it's quite elegant. It's fast and eloquent. Trying to think about it's so right in this game as well as mine. Ships have hundreds and hundreds of hull points or hit points. Whereas for this, you bring them down right down to a few hit points, and you have damage negation. It's still D&D, but it's very much like a mini game within D&D, and I really like it. Yeah, so well worth it for this. And again, splendid art. I'm doing that thing where I'm looking at the art more than the rules, but I don't really want to give you the rules list because I think you'd be interested in mine. But covers creating squadrons, determine damage. So it's size of the ships and squadron plus an additional point for a ship and a squadron. Damage can be further modified by flagship booms. Yes, we have different things you can add into your flagship. Yeah, so that's that. That's sort of the ship combat rules. It has single ship combat, movement and stuff, and then big battles. So that's going to be fun. Definitely going to dig deep into that. Then just other sort of bits of rules that you might require. So this is Pirates and Plunder. A lot of this I'm sort of doing already, you know, drowning, swimming, moving in water, fighting in water, different terrain stuff. So if you're on a pebble beach, I don't know if you've ever walked on a pebble beach, it can be quite difficult. So you know, dex checks, the penalty on dex checks is increased to -2. Yeah, quite like all this. So different, I'll probably utilise these. This bit of art I love. We've seen it in Boricubus I reviewed or looked at the other week, but I'd rather see good art reused than individual bad art, if that makes any sense. So whilst I have seen this in another book, it's a lovely bit of art, so I don't mind it being here. It sort of fits in. And I like this. I'm going to be incorporating this into my games. Reputation and influence. You know, reputation, good or bad. You could be a pirate hunter. You're going to want a good reputation. You know, be merciful, be loyal, or bad. Which I guess my guys are going to go down because they are not. They're not bad, evil people, but they're not good. They're thieves and pirates. So of course they're going to go down there. So you get reputation. Do this by spending a day recounting your stories. If you have anything of renown, show it sort of increases it, and so you get a reputation in different things, and those reputations will give you different bonuses. So at the moment my player's reputation, my group's reputation will be 0 because I haven't started this, but when you get to 10 to 19 you can only get through this at level 1. I'm at level 11, so their top reputation they're going to be getting at level 10, no, level 11, aren't they? So they're going to be at this one here. They'll soon be level, so they can't get beyond glorious or notorious. You get to the legendary, they're going to have to reach level 14 and get that much reputation. So I reckon it'll take them a while, but yeah. And then what we do is you get influence points. So each day you'll get, so let's say we're going to start off when they'll get to hit 10 quite quick, so it'll be noted disgraceful, I guess. Noted disgraceful. You get, where is it? You gain 7, or you can roll, but I'll just do 7 each influence points each day. You lose these influence points at the end of the day, so you can spend them. You might as well spend them. It says here that you lose unspent points at the end of each day. And so you'd refer to this table here, and I don't know if it's just me misunderstanding this, but the tables are, it's chapter 5, so it's table 501. But here it talks about, in this section here, we've got tables 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, but that sort of refer to you to chapter 10, which is not about this is monsters. So what I'm thinking this is, it's, I don't know, I think it should say 5.1, 5.2, but then it's not 0.2, it's like the numbers refer to these, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you go to legendary, let's say table 5, so I think it's referring to section 5 on this table here, but I don't know where table 10 comes from, so misprint, but small picky, ooh, that's from Pirates of the Caribbean. You might be seeing that, something like this next week, so I'm building something like that for next week's terrain build. You know, beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of Black Pearl, something like that. Anyway, let's get on with the rules. So we've got influence points. You can spend, say, 2 influence points and loyal to the cause for 1 minute. The characters and each member of the organisation within 30 feet of them have advantage on saving throws and ability checks against being charmed, frightened, grappled or restrained. So, you know, you're getting little things. And so to begin with, not that much. Later on, you get pretty much going to be getting loads. So yeah, incorporating this into my game. And you can obviously, and I'm going to perhaps take it a bit further, where some places might not want you to be notorious. Say Minglefrag guilds probably don't want a load of pirates running around raiding their ships, so that might be a negative. Whereas if you're glorious, it might be a positive. Whereas more piratey places like Pirate Cove, Pirate Cove in Alcove Island, Cupitara, yeah, glorious. Probably not going to look flavour to you if you're that, but be better on that. So I'm going to work that out, you know, hopefully what I'm saying. I'm trying to get through this. We've been 18, almost 19 minutes already, and we're just only that way through the book. I want this to be an epic video, but there's so much in here. Plunder, this is why worry about all those gold you're getting. Why not have plunder? A plunder is like 500 gold. And rather, at the moment, my players are paying their crew in wages. That seems very navy rather than piratey. So we're going to go for percentage of the plunder from our games going moving forward. So yeah, sort of be incorporating this into here. Information on storms, and then just other bits of piratey stuff. Flags, hazards, illnesses, letters of marque. Peg legs, night patches, maps, navigation. Yeah, let's try and speed this up a bit. And then pirate games, always good to have. A bit about pirates yourself, just in case you don't know a lot about pirates. You know, their justice, what they are, different ways justice is meted, different types of punishment. Pirates weren't chaotic; they had their own rules, how they did things. You know, you had to be somewhat organised to run a ship. But yeah, so we got that. And just in case you don't know anything about nautical stuff, it covers the roles on a ship rather well, and a little terminology glossary here, very useful if you don't know your afters from your bows and your ports from your starboards. This will have you covered. Okay, next up, some nautical heroes. These are some pre-defined characters that you can drop into your campaign, have their stats, backgrounds, what have you, personalities. So some pre-defined characters, yeah, that you can drop in. I'll have a deep look into these, and maybe you might see some of these appearing in my game at some point. Again, artwork, truly beautiful stuff. This is amazing. You know, halflings in 5e get on my nerves. This one's not too bad. I'm thinking of the horrible, horrible, horrible pirate from the 5e book. Yeah, okay, so we cover that. We've got some people. Birdman pirate, always good. So yeah, that's what we've got going on here. There are quite a few of them. Cap 7 Pirate Codex. These are different little classes. Says here stat blocks for common archetypes of pirate-based campaigns. Yeah, so not classes, but you know. So in the 5e monster manual, you have things like the spy and what have you. These gives us predefined ones of stuff like that. So it's always good to have just to drop in if you need. I don't know, they board a ship or you encounter some drunkards. Why not? So we have those. There is quite a few of these to really bring in that pirate theme. So yeah, whether you're meeting pirates or the navy, this section will have you covered, so you don't have to come up with stats for these sort of monster NPCs that aren't monsters but aren't full NPCs. Great, love it, always good. As I said, there is a ton here, a ton. I'll have you covered. Cutthroats and crew. This is sort of a collection of ready-to-roll pirate crews and just interesting pirate crews that you can drop into your game. So it's fully crewed with a captain, their crew, and ship blocks. So it covers the ship surgeon. All ready for you just to drop in if you've read this, making your DM prep time minimal, which is good, and maybe giving you something to work with so you can tweak it. So we have some Wereshark for Blood Riders, and that lovely bit of art returns. Pieces of 8, this is the main of the Greater Pirate Captains, so again some more NPCs for you to drop in, and this is the bit where it's got the ship's crew as well, the ship stats in as well, what their ship is, so this is great. So that's more like for the crew, this is for the captains of them. Maps of ships, so you don't have to worry about that. And different type ships, some things like that. So there is a lot here. This is Monsters of the Sea. So if you don't have the Sea Monsters book, you only have this. You're going to have some options to drop in some monsters, classic monsters to fight your players. I won't go too much into this because I said a lot of these are going to be in the Sea Monsters book, which we shall look at. Yeah, great. But yeah, you can see what is here. There is a heck of a lot here. Oh, that's a classic bit of artwork. Hey, kind of want to plushie of that. Again, full colour, lovely art. Whoa. Unusual monsters as well. Meg Shark, gotta have a Meg, haven't you? Oh, and yeah, why not have a Star Spawn? Why not drop something like that in there? Why not, eh? Brilliant. Okay, then we have some adventures. These are available separate on Drive-Thru-RPG. I know this because I've bought and run Taran's Crown. So these are the adventures. This is for 4th level. These are, again, lovely detailed maps for you to run. Really well laid out. This is the one I run a little while back on the channel, Taran's Crown. So yeah, and I also built that as a 3D model. Okay, I have to admit this is much better than having a PDF that I printed out. Lovely, 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 lovely. We have the NPCs from it. We have a, I think this is for night level. Where does it tell you what level? I think it tells you in the contents for quick reference. Flip back quickly. Quite important. Yeah, it tells you the contents. That's 4th. Taran's Crown 6th. 8th level. This is 8th level. We've got a 9th level adventure. There is a 9th level and a 14th level adventure. I'll quickly skim through so you can see all the maps. But you know, these are just going to be adventures. I don't want to give too much away just in case I decide to run these on the channel, and you'll see them in the full Let's Plays, and I might build some stuff from them. Okay, this is still a 14 level. So the maps are lovely. Always got I love a good map, and these are good maps. You're getting towards the end though. This one intrigues me just for that. I don't know if you remember America's Moon Books. We had a big thing over here because we got them over here as well in the dollar store. We got them in Poundland. These action figure toys people bought up to convert them to D&D and stuff. That looks like one of those. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about in the comments. But yeah, intriguing what that's all about. I haven't read this adventure yet, so I'm skimming through. Ah, yeah, part 3, the Greedy Ghost. Yeah, but that all is going to be. We're almost getting towards the end of the book now. Apart from this, Distant Shores. This sort of covers real world. Let's have a look at that lovely bit of art there before we go. Look at that, fantastic. Almost real world stuff and sort of getting spells from the real world. So this is quite an interesting read. I haven't fully dived into this bit yet, but amazing art again. So we can cover Arabia, and it talks about Sinbad in there, you know, famous sort of piratey things from the real world, and just what items and spells to use to get that flavour. So let's say you're not setting it in the Forgotten Realms or Mystara like myself, you're setting it in the real world. And it's good for that, you know. So if you're setting it in Arabia and Sinbad, you can use those. The Arctic, yep. Things like the Terror TV show, sort of comes to mind if you want to run an adventure there. It has all that going on. The Far East, you know, so there's more Oriental, I guess, and the South Pacific, which I guess is going to be more, yeah, Tananga type thing area. Moana type stuff comes to mind. So that is that book. the main event we're here for, but I also, let's have a look at the Sea Monsters book. This is Legendary Beasties, a Finatome and paperback, which for what this is, perfect for quickly flipping through to get a monster. I wouldn't want it to be thick and chunky, but we have a list of, it's full colour as well. We have actually a list of monsters that are in here. A lot of them, some are in the other book we've just looked at, but it covers things like aquatic adventuring, sort of what's in the Pirate Compendium, but sort of same sort of section as that, so you get that. So if you only want to get one book, you know, it does have some of the bits and pieces in the Pirates Compendium that are in here. Useful, I find that useful. If you can only afford one book, perhaps you can only afford this one. It's got some stuff to get you going, get you by. And so the monsters we've sort of seen some of in the other one. Bone Ship, yeah, I love that. That looks like the Shade Wraith from Dreadfleet, which I've got a model of, so we can use that. Yeah, so we have some monsters. Devilfish, not what I was expecting when I saw Devilfish. I always think of Devilfish in Beckme, at least, as manta rays. But hey, that is horrific. I might drop this in anyway into a game. It's just horrific. Sea Drake, yeah. A Duppy. So we've got quite a few, yeah, real life prehistoric monsters things. So yeah, ocean giant in the campaign that started in War Officer Kron. I keep using him. We have a character called Coombe, who was a storm giant. I always found it weird that he wasn't a sea giant, or in this case an ocean giant. Finally got one here, so I might actually look at this and see if this fits his character better and make him this, make him one of those. Coral Goblins, that's what he is. He is a cannon golem. Fantastic. That is interesting. That could be useful. Might make one of those. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of sort of normal sea creatures such as jellyfish and giant urchins to big monsters like this, a Gorganth here. Or Yorganth, depending. Again, just the artwork is just so good. The sun, the way it's reflecting off things. The artist, you are brilliant. And some weird, wonderful things you'd expect in the deep waters. And the thing I want a plushie of. Can anyone make plushies out there? If you can make plushies, make me one of these. I don't think pay for it, but just that'd be brilliant. Yeah. Living Island. Yes, that is going to be something I'm going to be using for sure. Yeah, so I'm getting quite excited looking through this book of what I can throw at my players to be interesting. Not necessarily I'm not after killing them, I'm just after making them have a good time and a what the heck was that all about kind of thing. That's what I'm after. Whoa, that looks menacing. And well, that's back. Stuff and Nightmares. Glad it's smaller. So yeah, there is, you know, a lot of monsters in here. You've got to have a lamprey. It's for the British folklore legend. Tritons, I sort of had my own version of Tritons, but I might just ditch those and use these because I wasn't ever very happy with them. Yeah, that is what's in the Sea Monsters. So these are both books. So let's have a conclusion. So yeah, what do I think of these? I'm really pleasantly surprised. One, I wasn't expecting this to be hardback, so that is great. This book is awesome and going to be invaluable to me running my nautical pirate campaign. Same with this, really. This book, it's just going to give me some more interesting beasties to throw at my players and keep things fresh. So yeah, I am super pleased with these. I was pleased with the last Kickstarter from Legendary Games. I was pleased when I bought the PDF of Tyrant's Crown. These, just the way, the presentation of Legendary Games and is right up my street, so highly recommended. The Kickstarter for these is obviously over, but you might still be able to buy these from their website. If you're interested in their current Kickstarter, this is something for clerics. If you're a cleric, they're running a Divine Might Kickstarter. It's got, at the time of recording this, got about 12 days to go. It's not something I'll be backing because it's not my kind of thing at the moment, but if you're into cleric, if you're a cleric, head over there and take a look at it. It's already been funded, so as soon as it's finished, it's ready to go. What I've noticed with these, because they're more kickstarting to get second printings of books, it's a real quick turnaround. So, you know, pretty much as soon as it's backed, it's shipped on its way to you. You know, there's only a few days to waiting time. And even if you're in the UK, this come really quick. I mean, it was days. Most of the time it's spent in the UK. It's like shipped, crossed the pond, waited in the UK for a few days because, you know, postal service. So anyway, yeah, that is it for this video. Let me know if you own this, what you think of it. Let me know if you had any bought any other Legendary Games products. What's your favourite? Let me know all about it in the comments. Let's have a conversation. But that will be it for this video, guys. So until the next one, stay safe, take care. Bye 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 bye.